All right, ready to rock?
Sure.
All right, so here I am in the boat lot with Jahn Tahansky. John, who are you sailing with, and what are you doing on the boat?
KB, I had a stroke of incredible good fortune to actually somebody else's misfortune, and Glenn Darden unable to sail his boat this week, Le Tigre 1152 out of Texas. But he's got a boat and a full crew of his really talented pros, probably one of the best crews here at the regatta. Max Skelly, Willem Van Way, and Carl Anderson. So can't ask for a better crew and a better boat. So I'm driving. How about that?
Very cool. As a helmsman, yesterday had to be kind of challenging. Light air, lumpy, changing conditions all the time. What, as a helmsman, are you looking for as far as feedback? What are you doing with your tiller? How active are you on your main sheet? How do you put it all together?
Well, yesterday didn't get off the line very well. We were kind of under a clump of boats that were OCS and kind of got spat out. So we spent the entire first leg just trying to dig our way back into it. That said, the boat is quick, and if we can ever get open running space, we can get back into the hunt. And we ended up 10th yesterday, and I quite honestly am feeling reasonably fortunate with that. But I think a lot of that was due to these guys, they're relentless at working the boat. Upwind, just they're constantly working the jib sheet. You talked about how we're trimming the sail. That they're very sensitive on their jib lead. I mean, there's one or two holes depending on whether we're going to be in an up mode or a down or a foot mode, waves, bad air, and we're going forward on the lead a notch. In the bumps, as soon as you have to ease the jib out, if you don't have that lead forward, you basically lose the top of the sail. It twists off, and so you're losing power there, and that's why getting that lead forward, that notch, seems to be so important.
Is your jib trimmer, do they have a visual indicator on the sail that they're using when they know that they've got the jib trimmed properly? Obviously, you're talking about what you're feeling in the boat, but if they're looking at the sail, are they looking at the luff telltales, leach telltales?
Well, they've got the upper leach batten telltale, and they're very religious about trying to keep that thing flying. So one of the things that you can do on this boat, if you're not careful, is over trim the jib. And everybody says, I want to point higher, I got a pointing problem, and they want to trim the sail in tighter. And that it's although it seems a little you can't figure out why trimming the sail wouldn't make you point, but it doesn't seem to work very well. So keeping that telltale flying is really critical, and just a little bit more leach tension on the main is if you want to point, that's where the point action is.
Gotcha. So do you have a calibration on your main sheet, or are you doing it all by feel?
No, we have tape marks, and it's just I know where very key that you are able to put your main halyard up to the same spot, and I know on many boats we tie it on. Problem with that is you don't know, it's not repeatable. So they have a real nice little titanium main halyard shackle on there, so we can put the main up to the same spot every day, and so my marks on the main sheet remain consistent from one day to the next.
Excellent. With the tiller in your hand, how are you driving the boat? Is it body weight transfer? Are you steering aggressively? How does that work?
I've watched some of the best helms people around drive boats, whether I've been lucky enough to be on board sailing with them or just watching in a video or following them, unfortunately, in many cases. But one thing I notice is how little good people move the tiller or the wheel, hence the rudder. And so I really have tried hard, in my steering, particularly of these boats, to not move the rudder. And best way I've found to do that is, I've mashed the tiller extension on the deck behind me, and I make sure if I'm moving it that it's leaving a mark on the deck.
Gotcha.
And that I've found is very, very effective. And then, we basically do it with weight, and I do move the tiller. It's not that I'm motionless, but I don't move it very much. And that's both upwind and down.
Got it. Cool. All right, well, good luck on the water today. Thanks a lot for your comments.
Great, Chris, and you too.